Shop Amazon for last minute gifts. Great deals for everyone on your list. Gifts for mom and gifts for dad. Even for your sister and your brother Chad. Ah shoot, we didn't realize we were supposed to get a gift for our dog walker guy. We almost forgot about our dentist Dr. Kerr. We didn't expect to get a gift from her. Or our cousin, I forget his name. He got us something nice, better reciprocate. For last minute deals on gifts for people you forgot. Get fast and free shipping at Amazon.
From the creators of Relevant Magazine, this is the Relevant Podcast.
It's Friday, August 17th, 2018, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and here with me in our Orlando studios, my brother, our producer, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
Joining us from New York City, author, speaker, podcaster, Annie F. Downs.
Good morning, gents.
And sitting in one more time, back in black, Big Cat, Eddie Koffolds.
I can't quit all of you. I just have to be here. So lovely to see you.
But there are some of us you can quit.
No. Legally, he signed some paperwork a long time ago that says he can never quit. So
I'm going to be on this
He's
show
trapped.
for
He's trapped.
a long time.
Good.
Samaritan Ministries is a health care sharing ministry with over 250,000 Christians caring for one another's needs every month, from broken bones to cancer, pregnancies to organ transplants, all without the use of insurance. If you are looking for an alternative to high-priced traditional insurance, Samaritan Ministries is something you should absolutely check out. In fact, when Samaritan Ministries member Christopher called the ministry to start his third need in just 3 short months, he was feeling pretty overwhelmed by all the medical bills his family was facing, along with the continuous sicknesses. He was excited to speak to a real person on the phone right away, who not only explained how to submit his bills, but also asked how each member of the family was doing. Yet Christopher says that the care didn't stop there. The advocate prayed for Christopher, his family, and the financial stresses they were feeling. Caring for people like Christopher and his family is what Samaritan Ministries aims to do every day, truly putting the care and healthcare is priority. Each month, Samaritan Ministries' growing biblical community shares $27 million in medical needs person to person. Yet the monthly share has never exceeded $495 for a family of any size, and is even less for a 2-person and single-person households. To learn more about how you can be part of this community of Christians helping each other with healthcare, visit SamaritanMinistries.org. I love how disruptive that model is. We have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, author Aaron Niequist is joining us. He's, you might know him, Niequist. That sounds familiar. He is Shauna Niequist's husband, and he has a new book out called The Eternal Current, which we're excited about, and we talked to him about that later. You won't want to miss it. We are officially, guys, 1 week. 1 week. Right now, 1 week from now, I will be on the side of a road in Portland, having tried my best to raise money for clean water for Africa.
Really snuck up on us.
The right now, as we speak, EMTs will be administering.
No, not as we speak. 1 week from now.
One of those
1 week from
electrical
now.
shock things.
Oh my gosh, Jesse.
1 week from now. Oh, it's
Electrical
it's
shock
staring me.
things.
I literally, it
Terrible.
consumes my thoughts. I can't stop thinking about it. But we're doing it to raise clean water. I'm running the Hood to Coast 200-mile relay race. I'm not a runner. If you haven't been following along, please sponsor me. Make it worth it. I'm on Team World Vision. You go to teamworldvision.org/participants/Cameron Strang, and you can donate there. Please, I'm trying to raise $10,000 for clean water. That's the only reason why I'm doing it. If I don't make it, at least the kids got some water out of it. So
Yeah, my favorite is going to be when you go completely insane at hour 14 and you just are screaming, like you're doing like a Facebook Live post screaming, like, I don't care about clean water. I don't care about any of it. I give all the money back. Get out of here. Everybody get out of Portland.
You know what I still think we should have done that we'll do next time Cameron does something insane like this is do like a fundraiser against what Cameron wants to do. And if we raise more money than Cameron raises to do it, Like, I think I could have gotten more people on board, save Cameron's life, and raise money for clean water by donating to this
I
link.
thought you were saying like the opposite, like raise money to take water away from people.
No. Raise
Okay.
money for clean water, but to protect your life as well.
She's raising money to contaminate wells around the globe. It's terrible.
Oh,
Terrible thing.
oh.
Yeah.
I am not pro contaminating wells.
Annie, but this is funny to me because I feel like from the beginning you have legitimate concerns about Cameron's health here.
Yes.
And again,
Because I am a caring person.
I know, but I've said it before, I believe in the power of the mind, and it's very strong, and I'm not concerned at all. Cameron, I think you just run as fast as you can, keep your eyes closed for most of it, and we'll see how it ends up.
To see what happens.
As fast as you can to keep your eyes closed.
Run by Braille. When you start to feel something bumpy or prickly,
Use
kind of just go the other direction.
You're going to need to be screaming.
Echolocation.
You're going to need to be screaming the whole time because you're using echolocation at that point.
I was going to say, surround yourself
Because
with
everyone
bats.
knows that once one sense goes, all the others become stronger, including the sense of muscle, which you'll be using to run. So in order
Including
to
common sense, which that one's been gone for a while.
So in order to utilize to maximize your body's sensory strengths, you're going to need to keep your eyes closed and wear soundproof earmuffs the whole time.
All right.
I mean, I'm next level with my training.
Man,
stuff,
I can't wait till we talk to you right after. I just cannot wait for it.
I'll tell you, well, the day I get back from the trip is Impact Week. So, August 27th is when we're kicking off Impact Week. So, I mean, we're going live. I mean, that Monday morning, I'm traveling cross country right after the coast and then coming back.
You're going to be a total monster.
I'm going to be a zombie. I mean, if that's the kind of monster you're referring to, yes.
Yeah.
I have learned that everybody has an opinion. Everybody, you don't want to run in shoes. I mean, you want to stretch a certain way. You want to take this supplement. You want to,
Stretching is a huge math.
That may be my favorite one of your hard stands, Jesse, is that
No,
stretching
I don't
is a
stretch.
myth.
I don't believe in stretching. Anything that uncomfortable cannot be good for your body. It's just like no one just decided one day,
Right.
like, oh, I know what I'll do, as I will lay out in positions that feel incredibly awkward for extended periods of time. It's a terrible idea. And it
Jesse,
does
have you
nothing.
ever been to a restorative yoga class? Have any of y'all done restorative yoga?
I've never done yoga. No.
Annie, I am going to pretend you didn't even ask that question because do you think I've ever been to
What is restorative yoga,
mean,
Annie?
just-
Up down.
It is the reason I brought it up, Jesse, is because it is your kind of yoga. Because literally the teacher in Nashville, she says, if you are feeling any pain, you are doing this wrong. It's supposed to be like literally exerting no energy.
Is it a nap? Is it a nap? Because
It
I
is
do
practically
restorative
a nap.
yoga.
Yes,
like
that's what I'm saying. It's
lie in the
practically
sleep
napping.
position. And it's like, you literally just want me to lie down? Yeah, that's it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
restorative.
they give out blankets and like styrofoam blocks, and she's like, put a block under your head and put the blanket over your body, and then she plays music.
What?
Just a sweaty
huge
blanket.
It's a huge scam, but I love it.
So,
Yeah, but I love
basically,
it. I do love it.
every pre-K in America does restorative yoga from 1 to 2.
That's it. That's
the
it.
children,
That's right.
yeah.
I mean, you do some other positions and other stress, but literally it's supposed to be exerting no energy and no pain. So I'm telling you, that's your yoga class you've been looking for. It's anti-stretch.
I'm with Jesse on this. This is my own experience. I'm not speaking for everybody, but I observe people who are like, I have back problems. I go to the chiropractor all the time, and you have to keep going back to the chiropractor. I mean, it's just like you open this can of worms physically, and you have to keep feeding
That's
it.
right.
And then the people who like stretch and stuff, they have to always stretch. They have to stretch. Like they're always stretching. And then the people who do like me, I'm with you, Jesse. I go to the doctor once every 15
don't
years.
stretch.
I don't stretch.
Yep.
I'm like, it's just like, I'm fine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, I mean,
That's right.
But then you sign up for a 200-mile, 24-hour race, Cameron.
yeah, we'll see what happens.
Exactly. Now his muscles haven't been stretched to uselessness like so many of these hippies running around. I strengthen my eyes by staring directly into the sun for 2 minutes a day. I have numerous things that I do that science and doctors have told me not to. And look at me.
Think about all
Look
these
at-
stretchers. All these stretchers. They're like, my knees hurt, my back hurts. I got to stretch. I don't know. Maybe it's connected. Maybe you shouldn't be stretching those muscles. Maybe your back wouldn't hurt. I don't know.
Exactly.
Y'all are
Interesting.
insane.
I'm just wondering
Exactly. Maybe leave them nice and tight and compact back there, like God made them.
how God made them. I mean, why am I trying to undo what God did? He wants them that
exactly.
long, not
am I
longer.
smarter than God?
Undo what God did?
Yeah, am I
Oh, my
smarter than God?
gracious.
That's called original. That's idolatry, folks. If you're stretching, it's idolatry. Do you think you're smarter than God? If he wanted you, wanted you in sunrise position, you would have been made like that. No, sir. You just sit in a chair like a normal person. And don't stretch your legs.
All right, moving the show along. The Friday episode, we always do slices, and we at the end of the show we have our guest, and at the end of the show we have our listener of the week. You won't want to miss that; it's coming up later. But right now, it is time for
Slices.
What do you have, Jesse?
Okay, so we've talked about this in the past before about the movie theater industry. They're really struggling to get people in the seats because everyone's got Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and HBO. Either way, it's easier to watch movies at home right now. So they're trying to figure out what the next big innovation is to get people to actually come to the movie, especially after the whole Movie Pass thing has pretty much gone bust. Like, Movie Pass is trying to figure out a model that's sustainable for them. They've moved down. I think it's like 3 movies a month you get with Movie Pass. But a South Korean chain is going to be opening a new 150 new types of theaters around the world, including the United States, with an innovation that they say is so cool that it'll make people leave home, pay for movie tickets, and be willing to even pay more for movie tickets. It's called Screen X. And what Screen X does is it puts movies on 3 of the walls of the theater.
What?
So you feel like you are actually in the movie.
Oh.
Like it stretches it around you. It's not showing it full movie on your left, full movie on the right, and full movie in front
it
of you.
messes something with the aspect ratio, but they say it makes you feel like you're in the action. Because here's the thing. They were trying to figure out, okay, the 3D thing, like with Avatar, was really cool, but they ran into a problem there. It's like those movies are super hard to make. And a lot of movies were upselling that you could go to the 3D experience one. And it wasn't a 3D movie. It was just they were putting, they were doing kind of light effects in it. It wasn't like Avatar, where Avatar was shot with cameras with like 2 different lenses for depth perception, right? So that essentially worked like an eye does. It shot the foreground and the background at the same time. So when you put those special glasses on, you have depth perception.
Okay.
It's not 2D. But a lot of movies, those cameras are super expensive. So a lot of movies are shooting with regular cameras and then are adding some light 3D effects afterwards so they can upsell you. Too many people had a bad experience with them. Either they were getting motion sick or they thought it was kind of a ripoff because there was very few movies that were like Avatar. So that's why the 3D thing is kind of gone by the wayside. But this Screen X says this is like a 3D experience, but you don't have to wear glasses. You can just sit in a theater and feel surrounded by the movie. So tickets will cost a little bit more, but they say it's a whole new movie experience. I would be honest. I'd probably check it out. Like if it was an action movie,
sure would.
I wouldn't go
That's
see like the
awesome.
new Wes Anderson movie.
I can tell you right now where you can go check this out. The France Pavilion at Epcot. You stand in a room and
The what pavilion is it?
The France Pavilion in Epcot.
No.
Canada is 360. It's in the round. France
Oh,
is
like a
your
planetarium.
theater.
Movie in the round?
France is a semicircle. It wraps around you the way Jesse's describing. So like
Is it
just
cool?
go to Epcot and just, it's air conditioned to go watch these movies for 10 minutes and it's pleasant.
Yeah, but like okay, so what are those movies about? Like it's
France.
a tour of France or
It's a
something?
flying tour of France or it's a tour around Canada. I mean, it's the whole thing.
But imagine watching Fast and Furious, the new one, in that experience where you feel like
so that you can do at Universal Studios. That literally is the Fast and Furious ride at Universal that came out this summer. You're in a bus and you're like inside the movie. The movie's playing on your left and your right and in front of you, and you can just kind of watch the characters fly from one side to the other, and you're in the movie.
Man, to make it too serious, does this kind of say something about how what our culture needs entertainment wise? Is we want to be surrounded by entertainment, not just have it in front of us anymore.
Yeah,
No,
having
it doesn't.
Having it completely ubiquitously available isn't enough. Now we need to like immerse ourselves more deeply in it. That's interesting.
I would be much more inclined to go to the movies to something like this than just going to see a regular movie. I think it sounds cool. Like
I think it sounds cool too, Jess.
We've done a bunch of these over the years, different ideas, and they all kind of land as silly. Like, I don't remember what some of them were, but some of them were like smell-o-vision kind of stuff or whatever. And then we've seen
That's the
catchy.
Muppets.
This actually seems like, oh, that's kind of neat. Yeah, but smell-o-vision at the Muppets.
You can
Cameron.
go to Hollywood Studios and watch the Muppet movie, and it's 4D. And the 4D is that when Fozzie the Bear blows bubbles, they come out in front of you, and when if something
adorable.
happens, you can smell it. And
You feel like you're there.
And when he
You feel like you're
squirts
there
the
with
flour
Foz.
at you, you feel drops on your face.
Y'all are so lucky to get to live near things like that. That's so cool.
So basically, we just need to go to Disney and then replicate
But
that.
isn't that one kind of lame though? Isn't like I get it. Oh, someone sprayed Febreze in here because he's
waka.
because the Sound of Music's walking through a meadow or whatever. Like I get that. That's neat, but it's not like oh man that enhanced the entertainment value.
It
Like,
rains
being
on you at Dollywood.
That would just be annoying. I would just be like, I don't want to get wet in a theater. The floor's already all sticky and gross. Last thing I need is extra moisture.
What's the context?
At the very end of it, I feel like I can't remember exactly what's on the screen, but it's something about like she's walking through the woods and it just starts to drizzle rain and then it rains on you.
That sounds horrible.
But
I'll tell you
did
what's
get like
awesome.
real wet?
No, you don't get real red. It just is like a very quick little like drop, and then it's done and it's the end of the thing.
You
I
would
just
think that
ruined
would
the
be a
ending
sort of
for
thing
anyone who
that
hadn't been to Dollywood.
Dolly Parton herself would hate. Her hair's done perfect. The last thing I want you to do is put drops of water on me when not tell me.
Yeah.
Like,
You can handle it. Dolly's hair ain't gonna be messed up by a few drops of water. That's a helmet.
Yeah, that's a lot of product in that. I think you just bounce right off, like someone using
she puts Rain-X in her hair. Yeah.
You know what? But here's the thing: no one's ever gone to a planetarium and left and be like, "That was lame." Anytime you've gone
exactly
to
right.
a planetarium, when you're a kid,
No, I think it's cool.
I'm an adult, and it's like, dude, that was awesome.
It's
that
awesome.
was totally awesome, man.
You're totally
like,
right.
I can't remember that time we went to the planetarium at the Creation Museum, and it blew our minds. It was so tight.
Yeah.
It was like I was expanding the far reaches of the universe. And in a time machine that took me all the way back to the origins of the universe 1,500 years ago. It was mind blowing.
Hey, Jesse, I have a question that I may have missed. Do you have to wear glasses or not?
Oh,
for
and
this
so-
thing?
No,
No.
not in the.
Oh, see, that's what I love. I don't like glasses because I'm
Says
already
the
glasses
only guy
wearers.
wearing. Oh no, Cameron is you, but you're wearing glasses right now.
No, but I'm saying when you have to wear 3D glasses, it's sort of this wonky like frame in front of frame experience, and it like always feels weird and it never quite looks right. I like the idea of getting a more immersive movie experience without having to wear like, purple IMAX glasses.
I'm here for it. I think I would watch if they could shoot a movie like on the planetary. I mean, that's like obviously like the dome and it is made for the night sky, but it's such a cool effect when you're lying back. Part of it is I just like lying almost on my back like in a recliner. It's a pretty nice experience to watch something. It's way more natural.
I mean, Cohen, my son, he's 8 now. I mean, literally, we were going to a movie last weekend, and he was like, "What theater are we going to?" And I was like, "I don't know, just the one nearby." He's like, "Can we go to this other theater? Because I like the way the seats recline." It's like he has a very specific movie going expectation now. I mean,
good for him.
those little perks. They build business.
Do y'all have y'all been to those theaters where you eat a meal while you're sitting? You like order and eat a meal.
That's all we do.
Cinema Cafe.
Yeah, that's all we do.
I can't not go if I don't have a waiter. If I don't have a waiter, I'm not going to movies.
Cohen was on summer break last week, and he was here with me hanging out at the office, and we played hooky over lunch hour and went to a movie and ate lunch watching the movie in the theater,
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ruins
love
all
going to
other
movies.
movie going for you. Do
Do all of us love going to the movies? Is that a thing? Is there anybody here who doesn't love going to the movies? No.
I don't go very often, but I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy it. I don't know if I'd say I love it, but I
it's the
enjoy it.
best.
Someone's like, "Hey, you want to go to the movies?" I'm like, yeah, I'll probably go.
Yeah, it is very rare that I say no to going to the movies. I'm either going to like a movie or love a movie. Usually.
The thing that the experiment of MoviePass kind of showed me was that, I mean, it was almost like it rekindled this passion for going and seeing movies in a lot of people because it was more affordable. And so like, if movie theaters would stop being so greedy and would maybe lower prices, their volume of attendance would go up. I think it's just gotten so expensive. Like for me and Cohen to go to a movie in the evening, I don't want to spend $25 for two or $30 for 2 tickets and then concessions and then whatever.
And I'm so sad MoviePass went to 3 a month. That's like, because for the whole rest of the year, I literally would go like, I'll go. And now I have to like actually think about, is this how I want to use one of my 3?
They should do movie theaters should do what
No, I
Summer
know.
League did, Cameron. You buy a ticket for the day or you buy a ticket for the weekend. And it's no, you come and go as much as you want. You bought your ticket for a
It's
period
a pass.
of time, not for a ticket. Yeah.
Well, it's like an
exactly.
annual pass at a theme park. I mean, you can either buy the one-off or you can, commit to more money, but then you're going to get the ability to come and go as you want.
I mean, originally that was Movie Pass, Jesse. It was, hey, you're paying $9.99. You come and go as you want. Go to as many as you want.
But I mean, I guess my thing is when it's a subscription like that, where it's just as many as you want over the period of a month for $10. It's just not economically sustainable.
Well, for an outside
Clearly.
company, but the theaters make their money with the food, and they're okay. Two things for theaters. Number one, they've obviously started selling adult beverages. They're gonna make a lot more money that way. Good for them. I don't understand why they don't sell fan merchandise in the lobby. Make a fan shop for the current movies because they will make money. I just saw Black Panther, and my kid's gonna buy all the toys on the way out the theater, and they would make money.
Cameron, that's genius.
Yeah, and then
it's what sports teams do,
right?
know?
I mean, you buy the merch, you buy the jersey at the game. I mean, why wouldn't you do that at a movie theater?
Why are they not doing that?
Yeah, and there's room in the lobby. Okay, so then number two, the theater itself doesn't make money on ticket sales. So why not do passes like an AMC pass or a Cobb Cinema Pass or a Regal Cinema Pass, and you can buy a membership where you can come and go because when you're there, the theater, will make money on concessions and merchandise. An outside company like MoviePass having to pay for every ticket can't afford that, but the theaters themselves could do memberships, and I don't know why they're not doing it.
Well, AMC has started one, but it's more expensive, and it's just not they're slowly waking up to it. But it does feel like there's what Warby Parker did for glasses, where everybody was like, "Oh, how have we not always been doing it this way?" I feel like that's the moment that's coming for movie theaters, where it's people still want to go see a 2D screen with decent sound. They still they still really want to see Mission Impossible.
Why not do what airlines do? It's you have some seats that you can pay $10 for, and it's a regular seat that reclines. Or I could upgrade and pay $30 and sit in a luxury pod with my own arm, a first class seat.
And a server comes and all that. I agree with you 100%. Have different tiers of tickets, because if you're on a date and you're trying to impress the girl and you're going for the cheap seats, I mean, no, you're gonna feel the pressure to spend a little more money and create a nicer experience.
I mean, everyone's been to the thing where you got to lay a jacket on 4 seats because you're going with friends, and it's dude, just make it like an airline. I buy the seat, I pick the seat when I order the ticket.
Maybe the interesting thing that MoviePass has done is just what you said, Eddie. Is MoviePass is the first thing that has given another option besides just showing up at the movie and buying a ticket. So now there are people like us brainstorming up other ways to get people to go to the movies, because MoviePass worked to the point that MoviePass ran itself out of business.
Yeah.
And so I love this. I think this is brilliant. And I bet we're going to take over the world.
There's 3 tiers, in my opinion. All the theaters here, you pick out your seats when you order the tickets online and stuff. But my thing is have a few rows reserved for general admission at a low price point. When they fill up, they fill up. Coach. And then you have Economy Plus, which is reserved seating, and you can pick your seat, and a little bit nicer chair experience, a little bit more leg room. And then you have first class, and you have a few rows that are dedicated to luxury seating and maybe service and things like that.
Yeah, because when you watch people get served and you're not getting served, you pay for the upgrade.
You want that. That's what I'm saying. Why not have that in all theaters? And then you could have a $5 ticket, a $12 ticket, and a $20 ticket. And then, they'll make their money back.
Quick announcement, 2019 Relevant is going to start opening movie theaters because we've got it sorted out.
I'm telling you.
Figured this out.
Also, way less staff. It also, since we're really talking about this, it's crazy to me that on a mobile app, I can't buy a ticket, walk into a theater, check into the movie, sit down, order food, and have it brought to me, and never interact with a single staff member. And I'm not saying I don't like people, but I'm saying there's a person ripping
people who work in
there's
movie theaters. I don't know why. Just a vitriol towards theater industry employees. You're sitting in that little box office window,
you're right,
looking at me so condescendingly behind that glass. Who do you think you are? Is that what you think, Eddie?
Right. That's exactly the way I think. But there's so many people that you could cut the staff in half if you developed infrastructure for a really good app that would allow you to
go
on
an airplane for the first time, cheaply. Maybe 2 weeks ago, when I was getting on a plane, there were 4 rows, and we all checked in with our ticket, and this is at the gate. at the gate. You walked up to the gate and there was one guy working there and 4 little ticket booths that you walked through, and the doors opened and let you through as you scanned your ticket. And so the plane loaded so much faster than one at a time, because there was 4 of us at a time, and it only opened if your ticket beeped correctly, right? And if they could do that at the movie theaters instead of us having, you buy your ticket from a person and then you walk inside and that it gets double checked by a person. You're right. It would, man, the relevant movie theater is going to be, we're going to be like Scrooge McDuck swimming in our money.
Well, airlines did this, 10 years ago where they were losing money, 10, 15 years ago, and they had to rethink it. And their biggest thing that they had to cut was the overhead of personnel. And they did exactly what Eddie was saying. It's like, now you go to check in at Delta, a full service airline, and you're checking in with a kiosk, and you're totally, it's electronic. Your app has your boarding pass, and you interact with so much less staff than you used to 10 years ago. Why can't movie theaters adapt to the same thing? I would be absolutely like, boom, boom, boom. There you go. I scan the barcode when I walk in, and then I know which my seat is, and the server comes. I mean, like,
somebody brings me a Coke Icy, I'm a happy lady.
I know. I'm telling you. All right. What do you have, Eddie?
Well, I was going to do a whole thing on restorative yoga, but we've already talked about that. But I wanted to, I wasn't quite sure what angle I was going to take with this, but now that we're coming up on Impact Week and we're thinking about how we spend money,
I can't wait for this.
I would like to just implore people to look at the things that they're buying and if maybe they could divert some of those funds. Case in point, everybody knows chickens are so hot right now. Everybody's just
especially
eating
in Nashville. Especially in Nashville.
Yeah,
hot
Nashville.
chicken.
We have a lot of hot chicken.
But people have like farms. They're like they love having chickens in their backyard, and it's a whole thing. I'm sure. Chandler, do you have chickens yet?
Not yet. Been thinking about it.
Have you really?
Of course you have.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Everybody's.
I had real quick. I had a friend who had chickens in the backyard, and he had a coop and all that jazz, And he was telling me how much all this, like the coop costs, how much all the chicken feed costs, how much the chickens cost. And he's like, dude, I'm going to be saving so much money in fresh eggs eventually. I'm like, you just spent like almost $2,000 on all this stuff and a dozen eggs.
It probably smells so
like
bad
it's like
in your backyard.
$1.50, $2, Like it's going to take a long time. Right. So anyway, he's got a bunch of kids. He woke up one morning. He goes out there. He's like, dude, it looked like someone got like 100 feather pillows, busted them in my yard, and a ketchup truck spilled in the yard. He goes, it was a gore fest. Just like the most horrific scene you've ever seen. And we think a fox got in there and slaughtered them all. And the third night he had the chickens. Yeah.
The third night.
Yeah. The experiment did not last long. I don't even think he got eggs out of it, deal.
Oh, man.
Not a single egg. Never.
Which is why there's kind of a new fad. People like to bring the chickens inside, but of course you can't house train a chicken. You can you can't get that thing to wait to go to the bathroom.
So this is someone like who maybe not have like lives in like a city and doesn't have a yard for them. It's like, no, that's cool. I still have a chicken and he'll just live in my house.
That's right. So they want to bring it in the house, or people that just kind of have an attachment to their chickens and they want it to be a pet. So every couple of years, like a long time ago, like George Clooney had a pig and everybody was like into having like potbelly pigs as pets, and people get into like new different kinds of pets outside of the cat and dog or hamsters or whatever. Well, chickens present a unique problem because they will not be housebroken. And did I say potty trained the first time? That was a weird thing to say.
They will not be housebroken.
You sound like there's no way to not sound like a psychopath when you're discussing potty training a chicken.
Yes. Red flag. Enter Julie Baker and her daughter Abigail Baker, who have created a diaper for chickens. And you think, oh, this is a silly story. They've sold a couple of diapers. At the point of this story, they are selling 1,000 of these diapers a month at $18 a pop. And this is just like, they just started this Etsy site. They're making $18,000 to $20,000 a month. I am sure so much by now. They are selling them all over the world. And it's hard to get the full scope of how ridiculous these things are without looking at a picture. So we will, Jesse, I will send you a picture and we need to somehow.
I mean, in my mind, I'm picturing a chicken wearing a diaper. Is that pretty accurate?
Is it different than a chicken wearing a diaper?
I think basically you have done it. Yeah, that's what it is. It's
use your imagination, friends.
remarkably
Picture
easy
a
for me to
chicken
think of
in a
that.
diaper.
Yes. So
Is there
these
a little
chicken,
hole for his little feathers to come out?
yeah, there is. It kind of
That's
goes
cute.
under what would be the thigh, the wings.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
it kind of just tucks up in there. And
cute.
the chicken in the picture that I'm looking at looks absolutely horrified because we have just completely gone against all rules of nature.
And
So
you
they're
just took
making
a picture of him
18,
in a diaper. That's why he's horrified. Nobody wants that picture
Right.
taken.
Right. And so these are selling like crazy. They're starting to catch on, and they're saying it is the next big fad in pets is indoor chickens, and you put a diaper on them. All that to say, and I'd like to end my slice by saying this. I desperately need you all to support Impact and give money to people that are
Fine chicken
I need you to
diapers.
give.
You can definitely.
I desperately need you to help Cameron raise money for clean water, preemptive love, anything. I really need you to not buy a chicken
Yeah.
diaper and any diaper for any animal. I think,
Except for a chimpanzee. If you have a chimpanzee, you have to have a diaper for them.
and Jesse, you and I rarely agree, but I'm in 100% agreement. A monkey in a diaper is a hilarious thing.
It's always
only
a
monkey
big
in a diaper.
lollipop.
You don't need them outside. Just when you bring it inside.
No, he's got. If you're walking through the mall with your pet monkey, he's got to have a diaper and a gigantic, comically large lollipop. That's the only way to carry a monkey.
Yeah.
And a top hat. I think monkeys and top hats are adorable.
Yeah.
Annie, before you get to your slice, can I give you a quick update on a story we talked about? This will only take a sec because I know we got to get to yours.
I'm not in a
Real
rush.
quick. We did a slice a few weeks ago about, or Annie, I think you brought the slice about the long form story that kind of went viral about a guy who was stealing the McDonald's Monopoly game pieces.
Yes.
And
I'm
it was
so
this
glad you're
crazy
updating
story
this.
of a Monopoly heist. We told the story. Fascinating story. I think after we told the story, we one of us said like a one-off comment like, oh, well, this is going to be made into a movie. With the day that story was published, the writers of the story fielded hundreds of offers, including from Martin Scorsese, from Steven Spielberg, from Netflix. Eventually, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck bought the movie rights for him for a record of a news site because it ran on the Daily Beast. So it was a record for a film, the film rights for a story that ran on an online news site for $1 million that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck outbid everyone. That's one of the interesting parts of the story. The more interesting part is that was the exact reason that the writers of that piece wrote it. They knew the story was so good that they thought if we could get this in front of Hollywood producers, maybe someone would option the true story rights for a movie. But instead of saying, okay, we're going to do like a pitch and go to all these meetings and pitch the movie, one of them decided, what if we just posted it online as like a news story to drum up interest and see if anyone will buy the rights to it. And so they're freelancers. And so they made a deal with the Daily Beast to retain the copyright to the story so that they could option it. And it all worked out perfectly. That was exactly what they were trying to do. And now it's
no loss if that doesn't go well. If the article doesn't go viral,
they still get paid as like
loss.
journalists.
Yeah. And they can still pitch it to movie execs as its own story. So that's brilliant.
Yeah. So that's the update there. Coming to theaters near you in 3 screens.
Wow.
The McDonald's Monopoly story.
Reserve your tickets now.
It's just
You can pick your seats if you do it early.
First class. Go first class
chicken
for
and
that one.
Yeah, that's a first class movie. You want to get served on that one.
All right, what do you have, Annie?
chicken in a diaper.
Chicken and diaper. I saw the picture of your chicken and diaper. It looks like a onesie. It's like a full body onesie with the wings sticking out. Really.
Yeah. And just as an update as well, they've started to work on dresses and other forms of clothing for the chickens. So welcome to the end. Welcome to the end times, my friends.
It's really disturbing. All right, what do you have, Annie?
Okay, so in the same vein of restorative yoga, meaning things that the three of you guys are very involved in this summer. Also, have you seen the massive unicorn floats people are buying that hold like 6, 7, 8 people at one time?
Oh yeah,
they're awesome.
They're Cameron. I feel like you're kind of a pool float aficionado.
I have a comically large collection of the comically large pool floats.
Do you? Do you put them in your pool or do you put them out in that pond thing?
Called a lake. No, I keep them in my pool. And because I like looking out the window and seeing like a piece of pizza floating by, or various unicorns or geese.
We have a poo emoji. We have a poo emoji.
No, you don't.
Float because
I bet your kids love that.
Yeah, because they love saying, "Oh no, Dad, there's poo in the pool," and it is. I mean, technically they're accurate. It's a pretty good joke. It's a pretty good joke.
And it gets you every time.
It's a great joke.
They know you.
Exactly.
Yeah, they know you. Last year, I bought a Pegasus that holds 2-ish people, and her name is Pearl, the summertime Pegasus. But this year, the real hit has been the ones that carry 7, 8 people at one time. And there is a story on Mashable about this police.
Annie, I'm sorry. I have to interrupt you. I do apologize. But when I don't apologize. When I came to your live podcast, that was the thing that absolutely threw me the most, because I had no idea about Pearl, the summertime Pegasus, but like everybody's talking about it. And it was one of those things that no matter how long I listened to people talk, I could not have context for it. Yes. And this is the first time I've understood that.
But did you see Pearl there? She was at the event last year, and people took more pictures with the pool float than anything else.
I did see it.
You didn't register that's who that was.
It still didn't land the plane.
Yeah.
Or why that was there.
Right. It wasn't just a pool float. It was Pearl, the summertime Pegasus.
Well, it still makes no sense. Continue on. Sorry.
Sure. That's pretty true that's pretty on brand for me, if you will. Okay. So there's this police squad car that in Minnesota that was driving by a lake, and they looked out and there was a unicorn floating, one of these big ones, full of women, and they were stuck out in the middle of the lake. They had gotten out where it is like tall weeds, and they didn't want to get out into the water because clearly that's terrifying and it's full of terrible animals, but they couldn't rescue themselves. And so the police had to rescue these women. It's a great video. They had to like lasso the unicorn.
Hey, there was legit a guy here because they do this, they call it Flotella. And it's like this party at the beach where everyone floats. And somebody, I would just say, was likely overserved that day and fell asleep on his pool float and woke up almost out in the middle of the Chesapeake Bay. And the Coast Guard had to rescue him off of like a big popsicle float.
There's a popsicle float.
Like there's no dignified way to go if you're floating down there. You know what I mean? On a giant taco. Like the Coast Guard flies out the helicopter and they got the guy in the ropes like dangling down like on, that Alaskan fishing show or whatever, and they're like, all right, there he is, let's go in. And he's like, he's on a huge taco, and they're like, just leave him, let's get out of here.
Yeah, but the women
we don't
were
need
rescued.
Taco Guy back into humanity. Sorry, Chief.
It reminds me of that episode of The Office where Andy was in the sumo wrestling outfit on the beach team building trip, and he fell into the water.
Exactly.
And just floated away.
Just floated on his back away like a big turtle.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly
man.
right. So they were rescued. So don't worry, everyone. They were rescued. But the visual, y'all got to go watch the video because the policeman lassoing an inflatable unicorn is there training for that? Did y'all have to go through a special class on how to lasso?
How tempted would you be if you were one of those cops to have like a blowgun that you like confiscated from somebody and just it's just like gross marsh that they're in. They're not like in danger of being like swept into sea.
That's
it's
right.
Like, all right, now we get to watch these 8 people on top of that float just sink slowly into the mud.
Which
this
is more terrifying for y'all? The idea of being like you're in a float in the middle of the Chesapeake Bay and someone blow darts it, or you're in the float in a nasty marsh and someone blow darts it. Which one feels like the water you want to be in less?
Well, I'm not going to die in the marsh.
Well,
I can
alligators
wade out of there.
Alligators.
Yeah.
Are you not going to? Why would you die in the Chesapeake Bay? Just because it's deep.
Sharks or alligators? What's your fear?
It's
That's
super
the question.
deep. It's super, super deep.
I think that.
Yeah, Annie, I feel like this is really obvious to everyone
because
but
I
you.
think the clarity, marshy water. Maybe this is a growing up in Georgia problem.
But I'm not going to
people.
die walking through a marsh. I'm going to die if I'm
snakes.
stranded out in the middle of the
it's
ocean.
making my heart. But the idea of walking through marshy water is as
Have you
awful
ever been
as I
like
can
tubing
picture.
or something? Have you been tubing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the bottom feel like? Does that freak you out?
Yeah. I just don't like it. Yeah. I just don't like. I don't like when there's weeds and there could be alligators or snakes or. I just don't like wading through weedy water. So I would have been, the reason I even knew about this slice is like 8 to 12 people in the last week have tagged me and said, we think this would happen to you.
I've watched enough like Naked and Afraid and Bear Grylls to be like, I can handle a marsh for sure.
Okay.
Like,
I just need to watch more.
I can live out in that marsh. I can live out on that deflated pool float. I would turn it into I would turn it into like a tent. No problem. I've seen enough. I know what to do from here. I would be happy to have a deflated Pegasus. Yeah. Are you kidding me? That's a huge advantage over nature.
You'd have a hard time leaving.
No, I think that sounds terrible. I was with those women. I wasn't. I could have been, but I would never want to get in that water. I'd much rather get my, blow darted out in the middle of the Chesapeake Bay.
And just die at sea.
No, you could just swim. You could swim. You just will I can float. In the marsh, there's no floating. It's just thick. It's awful.
Wow, we have really covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, I was literally thinking about the spectrum of those slices. That was a journey.
Yeah.
All right, that'll do it for slices.
Very rarely, all just speechless, but it's like, well, all right. I think we're
there. We go. We're
done with that podcast part.
She just ended it with, "How do you want to die?" Just would you rather have a shark attack or a python or alligator attack you?
Oh, that's a terrible.
At least
question.
I wouldn't have a chicken in a diaper. Is all I'm saying.
Right.
All I know is I've never been more disappointed than that because I was like, all right, this special will settle a question like that. Remember that Eaten Alive special where that guy was going to be eaten by a python on live TV? He was like wearing catcher's gear and stuff.
Yeah.
And as soon as it bit his foot, he tapped out. It was so lame. It was so lame.
All right, that'll do it for slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Aaron Niequist joins us. Listening to Lauren Daigle. The song is Still Rolling Stones from her new album, Look Up Child. Go check it out. It's great. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard St. Paul and the Broken Bones with Got It Bad. Well, Aaron Niequist is a worship leader, author, and songwriter. And in his new book, The Eternal Current, Aaron looks at how embracing traditional spiritual practices can not only change your day-to-day life, but it can also help reframe how you think about God. We're fans of Aaron, known him for a long time. This book is phenomenal. Here is part of our conversation with Aaron Niequist.
You open the book with an experience from, I think it's back in 2002. And you kind of tell the reader that you're getting ready to lead worship, but you kind of have this realization that you don't necessarily believe the lyrics you're about to lead people in. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
Oh yeah, it was classic. It was backstage. It was at kind of a bigger, more like rock and roll type worship church. And I was, we just rehearsed with the band and all this kind of stuff. And and really I was like, I don't think I can do this. I don't want to sing these words, let alone pretend I'm excited, let alone invite everybody else to do it.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if you're super into the Enneagram or whatever, but as an Enneagram 4, like faking it is the most painful thing I can imagine.
Yeah.
So I was like, what am I going to do? So yeah, it was a conflicted moment and season.
So for a lot of people, that moment kind of leads to like a crisis of faith, which can kind of go the opposite direction of where you went, which was to kind of really digging in your heels and looking at kind of the historical practices of Christianity. But what was the next move from there? Like, how did you decide, like, okay, I need to figure out what's right instead of just kind of abandoning some of the ideas about faith?
Oh, absolutely. And, looking back at that time, it was not near as kind of conscious and deliberate. It was way more desperate. I mean, this faith that I had, it was like the wallpaper on every room in my house. Like, it's what I was grown up in. It was my identity. Now it was my vocation, like paying my bills and health insurance, and I just didn't believe it. So it was way more desperation. What am I going to do? I won't bore you with the whole story, but, I really slipped into sadness, and I probably at this point would say depression, and what am I going to do? And it was actually a friend who had been walking with me who gave me the book, The Divine Conspiracy by Dallas Willard. And it was, and this is embarrassing to admit, it was the first time I had ever heard about the kingdom of God. And so, as a Christian, 22 years at that time or whatever, and I had never heard about the topic that Jesus preached the most about. And it was that whole, there's an entirely new story here that I haven't heard. And that was kind of the flipping. I mean, I like to joke, like a good evangelical, I was born again. So God wants to invite us into what God is doing to redeem and restore all things. That's the story, not just say a prayer and try to avoid bad stuff. We get to join God. And so that was kind of the flipping everything and launching me back into some sort of Christian faith.
So, a lot of the book, it talks about different practices. So once you kind of had this revelation about the kingdom of God, and you start really thinking about that, and how different it is than that you were approaching it, what did it look like actually trying to put it into practice? How did that journey begin? Yeah,
well, it actually happened right after this kind of, rebirth, or I'm not trying to be overdramatic. But I met Rob Bell, who was just starting to preach outside of his church in Grand Rapids. And he said, we need a worship leader. Do you guys want to move to Grand Rapids? And so my wife and I, we had just got married, moved there to join Mars Hill, and I became the worship leader. And what was wild is Rob and the church was talking about this kind of kingdom, world-oriented invitation, and it was so beautiful. But I showed up, and all I had in my toolbox was, 4 pop songs and a hymn. It's all I had. It's all I knew how to do. It's what I've been doing vocationally. And to be clear, I think those are great tools. Worship that is 4 pop songs and a hymn is really legitimate and beautiful and helpful. But I just realized it couldn't even get close to this kingdom, the width and the height and the depth of this kingdom orientation, this kingdom theology. And so at Mars Hill, I just said, we've got to explore new ways to worship. That's not just, all right, stand and sing this euphoric song with us, And so that actually kind of almost accidentally led me into, what other things has the church been doing? All I knew was my experience. And so we began exploring, where does confession fit in? And what about these ancient prayers that people would say together? And what about silence? And what about all these different things? So it was never, I want to explore old stuff. It was way more just singing can't possibly contain the compelling nature of this kingdom theology. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like there's a lot of evangelicals who grew up around the same era that kind of have that same a similar revelation that their faith is to some degree based on constructs that have evolved, somewhat arbitrarily. They weren't based on anything other than just kind of what happened to evolve because of cultural and social trends. But inevitably,
so well said. Yes.
I've known a lot of people who've kind of gone through that, and they approach it with kind of fear because they're afraid of what their peers are going to say once they start dabbling in, liturgical traditions or things outside of evangelicalism. Yep. Is that something you experience? Did you get pushback from people?
Oh, absolutely. And, people thought I was losing my faith. People thought I was, either, it's so funny. Some thought, he's going liberal. And others thought, he's going fundamentalist conservative. It was so interesting.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know if you experienced this, but in my tribes growing up, and it's funny I would use the word tribes, there was such a mostly unspoken, but occasionally spoken, our tradition has all the truth and everyone else is degrees off from us. You know? And I think what a lot of my friends have done is say, you know, they realize, wait, there is so much more to the story. Like, in some ways, I've been lied to, you know, this tiny version of the story. And so they feel like they have two options. One is, all right, I better double down on us. Like, you know, we are the right ones and we're going to defend and are, you know, or they end up pitching the whole thing. Like, well, the whole story is a lie then, and I'm out of here. And I mean, some of what I'm trying to say with this book is those are two terrible options. And they're not the only options. Thank God, you know? And so I don't know if you got to the chapter where I'm talking a lot about including and transcending. So Ken Wilber and Richard Rohr is probably the two influences on that for me. But like, how do I say to my evangelical pop kind of mega church white experience, how do I say, man, it was really beautiful in a lot of ways. And there are things I'm thankful for. There are things I'm going to hold on to my whole life. And yet, it is not even close to the whole story. So how do I not lose the gifts of it, but also not pretend it's the whole story?
That was Aaron Niequist. Make sure to check out his new book, The Eternal Current. It's out now.
Is it summertime magic that makes me wanna dance all night long? It's your summertime magic. Make me feel this way. Got me moved up, girl. Oh, you're my world, baby, girl. My whole world.
You're listening to Childish Gambino. The song is Summertime Magic. Figured I'd wedge that in there right before the end of summer, you know. So you can have a few weeks of magic before fall hits. Okay, it is time for our Listener of the Week.
You listen to the show and it's time to get to know you. It's the Listener of the Week.
All right, Jesse, tell us a little bit about our Listener of the Week before we bring him on.
Okay. So our listener of the week today is Josh Conrad. And it's rare that someone, usually there's some internal debate. You know, it's like, should we go with this one? Oh, this could go well. Oh, maybe this guy. It's rare that someone rises to the top like Josh has done today.
Wow.
Like a summertime Pegasus soaring over a rainbow, whatever Pegasus do.
Well, welcome
Sure.
to the show, Josh Conrad.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. Where are you calling us from today?
I live in New Haven, Connecticut.
New Haven,
Oh, it's
Connecticut. And that
beautiful
where
there.
Gilmore Girls is based.
Yeah.
Sounds very charming. Very charming, Josh.
Yeah, New Haven is actually, despite local, I'm going to bring my own little slice here. Chicago, it's getting the pizza capital of the world. It's actually New Haven, Connecticut. I don't know why this blasphemy is going on.
Really?
Well, you're setting the record straight, so that's good.
I picture where you are right now, even though it's some dead of summer, that it's a brisk autumn day there. You are sitting at a coffee shop and you have both hands nestling a delightful mug of cappuccino. Am I right, Josh?
You the only thing you missed was I have a sweater vest tied around my neck right now.
Yeah. Hey, actually, okay, I want to go back to the pizza thing. I watched that Netflix series, Ugly Delicious, and they tackled pizza early on in the series, and they went up to Connecticut. Was it New Haven?
Yeah. So David Chang had, forgot the guy's name now. Yeah, he came to Pepe's Pizza. It's probably one of the handful of most famous pizza places in the United States, right here in downtown New Haven. I'm about 5 minutes away. It's probably, honestly, about the third best pizza place in New Haven. New Haven has incredible pizza.
That's a pretty hard Pepe's burn.
Was it the,
I don't want Pepe here.
is it the overflow
Pretty
from
strong language
like
there,
New
Joshua.
York? Is it like the family's kind of migrated north? Is it?
Yeah. So it was Italian immigrants. New Haven ended up being a large landing spot for a lot of Italian immigrants at the turn of the century. And they brought that Napolitan style pizza. So coal-fired ovens, the big, long 20-foot pizza slider thing going all the way back into these huge ovens. And they've been making pizza here. Families have split off and started other ones in the city as well. So long, rich history of those crisp autumn days and delicious pizza here in Connecticut.
When a couple of us were in Brooklyn a couple of weeks ago, we stayed on the block where there's a couple of coal-fired pizza places, and even in New York, these are kind of like revered as like the best of the best. So you're a coal-fire oven advocate.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm big on getting big coal back into the popularity of the United States.
For no other reason, we need to reopen the minds of West Virginia to get these pieces going. Josh, what are your feelings about DiGiorno?
Absolutely, yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, all right. What are the 3 facts that caught your eye, Jesse, about Josh Conrad?
One thing I like is they were thematic, right? Like he stayed on a theme, and they are awkward and sad encounters with musicians. And I think we should just go one by one here.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Wow,
I'm going to start off with number 1, which might be my favorite, though both are pretty funny too. You once saw Carmen, the singer of
Italian
CCM
Stallion
fame.
Yeah.
Uncle Carm.
Yeah. You once saw Carmen offer a person his autograph, and the person said, quote, "No thanks."
Do tell.
Wow.
It was tremendous. So like the TSA lines at an airport, you kind of zigzag back and forth. And so like a row ahead of me, I've been a believer my whole life. I picked Carmen out it's like a Where's Waldo thing for me. I can pick him out of any landscape. So he's a couple rows ahead of me, and he's kind of eyeing the guy in front of him to try to get this guy's attention. He's doing like that little like coughing thing to try to get the guy to turn around. And eventually the guy notices this guy looking at him, and Carmen says, "You probably know who I am." And the guy first said, "No, actually I don't." And then so I got to watch Carmen introduce himself to this guy, offered this guy his autograph, and the guy just said, no, thanks. I'm good. And it only got, and then, another 20 minutes of TSA line with Carmen sadly walking behind this guy that didn't want his autograph.
That's brutal.
Why did he pick this guy?
What was he wearing that clued him off that, this guy's probably a Carmen fan?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if Carmen thought that he had I've seen the champion on YouTube 45 times vibe to him. I have no idea what Carmen saw in this guy, but I wonder if this is something Carmen does. I wonder if he wanders around in public and just asks random people, "Hey,
it's a numbers
you probably
game.
know who I am," and then tries to autograph things for them.
I just want to. So after Carmen said, "I think you know who I am," and the guy said no, and then he explained who he was. Carmen's assumption was that in his explanation would be so compelling that not only would the guy feel foolish for not recognizing him, but he would obviously have to have an autograph.
Yeah.
Right.
So he when the guy said he didn't know who Carmen was, Carmen described himself as a Christian musician and an international record artist.
Is Carmen a musician?
He's an artist.
Okay. I was going to say, I don't think
I've never seen him pick up the axe or the guitar, but I mean, he sings.
I would be shocked if Carmen couldn't play guitar and the electric drums. I do feel like he could probably do one sax solo, like once a concert.
I do feel like seeing Carmen, though, there is a general sense of like, if you see him in the wild, you're like, this guy there is something up. Like, there's no thinking that he's just a, regular dude out for a stroll.
That's right.
Like, I think he knows that he's walking around with a unique tan and a unique V line and a really special kind of hair thing. Like, there's just a whole. I think he knows that people know.
A dazzled shirt for sure.
The guy's like either this guy is a Christian singer that from the '80s heyday, or he sells yachts in Boca Raton. Either one of the two.
Yeah. That's right.
Either way, the circus is in town, and Carmen's going to acknowledge.
I wondered too if the guy thought he was like a David Copperfield impressionist.
Okay. Speaking of 80s stars, Eddie Money.
Great one.
The 80s singer. You once saw Eddie Money sing 2 Tickets to Paradise to a sparse crowd at a free venue 5 times in a row for 45 minutes. Do tell.
What?
Yeah, so it was sad and funny at the same time. I was with a bunch of friends at a casino, which is across from this, in the casino, across from where we were, handing out tracts. We're Christians, so we weren't gambling or anything like that. But we watched Eddie Money take the stage. There was in this free kind of, 200 person little open air auditorium in the middle of the casino, came up to the mic, started singing that, and everybody kind of, notices, oh, it's Eddie Money. And then about 4 minutes later, everybody's happy just to go on with their lives. Like no one's wanting more out of Eddie Money. And so he has an hour to fill. He sings a few other songs that clearly nobody knows, and then just goes right back to the old well, goes right back to 2 Tickets to Paradise, would finish it, take a sip of whatever he was drinking, cue the band and say, let's do it again. And just kept singing it over and over again. It was hilarious and sad and awful and amazing at the same time.
Ugh.
Doesn't he also sing Take Me Home Tonight? Is that Eddie Money?
I'm trying to look up his songs. There's not a lot about it.
Hey, at least he's still doing what he loves, which is to sing the one song.
Okay, so the question I have, I'm theater of the mind here. You're at a casino, and it's like that side stage thing in the lounge.
Yeah, so we were actually standing around a blackjack table.
Yeah.
Again, handing out tracts, not gambling ourselves because we're Christians. But Eddie Money is just standing probably 50 feet away on this little stage. Yeah. Like if you go to like an amusement park and there's always those little stages with 50, little benches for people just to come and gather. And every few hours there's an artist on it. Yeah. It was Eddie Money. And it was on like a Saturday night, 8 p.m. prime spot for a big artist. And here he is in this free venue. And after the first rendition of 2 Tickets to Paradise, nobody's interested anymore. And so, over the course of the 45 minutes to an hour, it goes from a crowd of 50 to 20 to 12 to 6, and he's just still singing the same song over and over again.
In his defense, it's a room where people are walking around, casino people are walking around. He's kind of singing for the whole area, and he's singing, hey, there's a lot of people milling around. These people haven't heard my song. So he's doing it for the back row. He's not doing it for the front row. I'm in. Eddie Money, he's fine with me.
Okay, Cameron.
Oh, it was fun. Yeah, for sure. It was just 5 times in a row, you're standing in one place. It was a lot of 2 Tickets to Paradise.
Yeah, so 2 Tickets to Paradise, here's the thing. Like, it's a song that everybody knows when you hear it. Like, 2 tickets, like everyone knows the song, but if it comes on, no one is excited. It's not like Don't Stop Believin' or Sweet Caroline or like some other cheesy song where they put on, people are like, oh, dude, Sweet Caroline's on. We all want to sing it. It's like 2 Tickets to Paradise, like, I kind of remember this. I wonder what's coming on next. So, like, they're spinning some old, you know what I mean? No one cares about that song. It's just sad all the way around. But
he invented the Ford Taurus twice. Like, it technically is a pretty cool accomplishment, but also, what does it matter? It's just nothing. It's just landscape noise.
Well, finally, another musician that you saw actually in tears at a concert was a friend. He probably knows Carmen. In fact, I know they've done a song together. Michael Tate. Michael Tate broke down and cried on stage while reminiscing about DC Talk. Here's the awkward part. Michael Tate was performing with the Newsboys at the time. As the singer of the Newsboys. Josh, what's the story there, man?
That's an interesting story.
Yeah, so this was probably early 2000s Creation Fest, big Christian festival in Pennsylvania. And I think it was right when Michael Tate had joined Newsboys. And in between every song that he was singing for Newsboys, he kept just telling DC Talk stories, which plays well. I mean, that's his audience. He's got, a few thousand people at Creation Fest, and they want to hear all the latest goings on with DC Talk. And so he keeps just kind of rambling and eventually gets a little bit teary eyed, kind of pauses, does like the, looks away from the microphone. Everybody's clapping and kind of consoling him as a crowd. And he just said, I just miss those guys, and we're going to try to get back together, which makes the whole crowd go crazy. And then obviously never really happened, but yeah, it was hilarious to watch Michael Tate with the Newsboys. The best part was watching the other members of Newsboys stand there as Michael Tate would just reminisce about DC Talk. They're just like, hey, we're with you right now. Can we play some songs, have some fun? And all Michael Tate wanted to do was have an open counseling session with everybody.
Michael Tate's hilarious. Like, sometimes you make music with other people. It's just not the same. They're not as cool. You hate them. They're just annoying guys in an old band that no one cares about. I'm just hypothetical. Anyway, what do we got next, guys? Breakfast in Hell. That song makes no sense. Let's cue it up.
Next.
That song is twisted when you think about it, by the way. Breakfast in Hell.
Like, for sure it is.
It's like, okay, so you know what would be funny to do an ironic twist on is people burning in hell forever. And we'll say that the worst part is they can't get breakfast down there. They don't have got Captain Crunch. No. It's eternal torment. It's going to be a hit. The worst part is you can't get milk and cereal.
And then he announces that he is going to try and reunite with the guys. We're going to go on a cruise. And then he started singing 2 Tickets to Paradise. And it was just full circle.
That would have been fantastic.
Hey, Josh, I think you buried the lead here a little bit. Me, based on stalking your Twitter just now, did your wife have twins this week?
She absolutely did. I'm on day 5 of my paternity leave. I'm home. We have 2 newborn twins in our house right now.
Oh,
congratulations. That's amazing.
Boy, you guys doing okay?
We're doing great. Honestly, they're both healthy boys. It's our first kids. We waited a long time to have kids. And so we're really excited. My wife's doing great. We're doing well. We have somewhat of a regular pattern that, has set in over these 5 days, but it's been a ton of fun. Yeah. 2 twin boys.
Congratulations, dude. Man. That's awesome.
Congrats. How many chickens do you have?
Thanks a lot.
Hey, Josh, obviously we've been Twitter friends for years. You've been engaged with the show for years. So how long have you been listening to the Relevant podcast?
Oh, I'm probably coming up on, it's probably been 7 or 8 years at this point. I wasn't an early guy, but I kind of, when podcasting started becoming more popular, that's when I jumped on the bandwagon, and I've been a faithful weekly listener ever since.
We really appreciate it, man.
That's incredible, man.
Josh is a good dude. We've seen him, he was just a young buck when we met him, and then he fell in love, got married, now has twins. It's been a whole journey.
I can't wait to meet the
so
twins,
many kids.
Relevant and podcast. They're just we do well. What a duo.
Oh man! Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, Josh, our listener of the week.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Josh.
I love that Josh's wife is like taking care of 2 children right now so that he can chat on a podcast.
Yeah, but in the first 5 days, to be fair, aren't they still sleeping all the time?
To be fair, no.
Oh, they aren't. I thought the first few weeks babies sleep all the time.
No, babies are terrible. They cry all the time, and then they go to the bathroom all the time. They're terrible.
They're too busy to sleep. Yeah. If you want to be a future listener of the week, hit us up on Twitter with 3 interesting facts about yourself, or maybe go the Josh route. 3 interesting experiences you had or things you observed. That's interesting. What we're looking for
good stories
is good stories.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Which of those 3 hit you as the most like personally tragic? Because they all had like a different spin of tragedy.
Yeah, right.
One of them somehow particularly kills me, but to me, it's the Eddie Money one.
Really?
There's something about him taking $200 and being on a terrible stage and singing the same song that is so, like, it's just so deeply tragic on so many levels. Like Carmen, I don't think he knows the level of tragedy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Carmen one
is completely oblivious.
Yeah, the Carmen one of "You Know Who I Am, Don't You?" and then offering his autograph.
I
don't think he felt sad in that moment. I think he felt like just
his loss.
I think Carmen is totally right. But and the Michael Tate one is kind of sad, but he's still singing in front of, a couple thousand people who love him and are supporting him. There's something about the Eddie Money one though that just is like the sum of all fears.
There is even of something that I think about. I actually think about it all the time, and I don't know why. Because I think this happened. I'm pulling up the news story. Hang on one sec. This story is from November of 2013, and the headline is if it's from the AV Club, for a mere $20,000, you can spend this year with, you guessed it, Frank Stallone. Frank Stallone in 2013 had an auction on eBay that is titled "Frank Can't Decide Where to Spend New Year's Eve." be the winning bid to have Frank Stallone perform at your New Year's Eve party.
Oh, that's
now,
sad.
that is, it is sad, but then you look at his demands, like first class for him and his entire band, equipment that they can use to perform. This is Frank Stallone, the brief pop star, brother of Sylvester Stallone.
Right.
And the opening bid to have Frank Stallone come to your New Year's Eve party, he set at $20,000. And sometimes I still think about it. I'm like, you know what, Frank Stallone, you shot your shot. What's the worst that's going to happen? Someone's going to write a funny internet story, and literally 5 years later, people are still going to talk and laugh about it. Yes, that probably is the worst of the cabin. Best case scenario, you made $20,000 and got to hang out with some fans on New Year's Eve. So it was worth it. But I think these guys, the Carmens of the world, the Eddie Moneys, the Frank Stallones, in their mind, they are still at the peak. Like they're a lion in winter.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
A lion in winter.
They are lying in wait, but
Jesse.
the lion hasn't changed. It's just the seasons changed, but I'm still
Jesse.
here. You know?
When Carmen releases an album called The Lion in Winter, we will know that you deserve credit for that.
Yeah, I'm with you except for Eddie Money. I think he knows, and I think he's just like, it's either this or I give guitar lessons, and I think he's dead inside.
I think they only ask him to come play 2 Tickets to Paradise, and they're like, yeah, listen, go up there, we'll pay you $100, and we'll give you free drinks or whatever. And he just up there keep cranking through it just to keep like, give me a pizza this time.
Just stretching it out.
Well, the sad thing is he could be like, I wish I could ride off into the sunset, but I can't pay my bills. And so here I am
I can't
at
stop.
the casino.
I think about
'cause
Eddie
I gotta
Money.
pay the
I can't
bills.
stop thinking about like the Mickey Rourke character in The Wrestler, the movie. The Wrestler.
Yes, that's exactly right.
It's like he knows that it's the window closed, but he doesn't have anything
Yeah.
else to turn to.
That's
And it's-
right. That's
yeah.
right.
He's
Cameron.
living in his past.
It's just-
Yeah.
His resume says 2 Tickets to Paradise. It's like, well,
He did that commercial.
I guess you just keep
where
singing.
he played a one-hit wonder recently and sang
Yes,
2 Tickets
he
to
did.
Paradise, in the commercial. So at least he's self-aware about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unlike the other story. Yeah.
As far as we, Yeesh. Yeesh.
I love
All
the
right.
Carmen story.
Hey,
though.
well, this was like a pivot for the listener of the week.
Yeah.
I mean, this was like, interesting. I mean, everybody knows a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago, you can't top that guy. So they're just going different route now.
I do love the Carmen one though.
I know you do. I hate it. I
I'm
think
going to be
it's so
thinking
sad.
about. I'm going to be thinking about that for a while. Like it's like, what would you do? What would you do if you saw that? Like what would you do?
Would you ask him for his autograph if you saw that?
Absolutely, not.
100%.
Absolutely.
If you saw that happen, would you then follow up and
Okay,
go, "Can
I'll
I
take
have
one.
your autograph?"
I'll take one.
Just to make
Yeah,
him
yeah.
feel better.
Yeah.
You would?
No. I
I
pretend
would
like there
not.
was something in my headphones that I
Yeah.
had been listening to, even though I
Yeah.
had paused it so that I could hear
That's
the whole
an opportunity of a
conversation.
lifetime. You made his day. You made his day right
No.
there.
Well, many thanks to Aaron Niequist for joining us. His new book, The Eternal Current, is out now. Go get it.
It's very good.
Hey, Annie, no, but for real, have you read it?
Yes, I for real have read it. I really liked it.
Ooh, I want to
Are
read
you
that. I like Aaron.
when
Yeah.
you read a book by a friend? Is it a skim the 2/3 to get the gist, and you can tell the friend I read it, or is it your every word savoring it to the end?
It's both. It's depending on the topic, probably more than the author. But Aaron is kind of the expert to me in what he's writing about faith-based practices.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
Yeah, he's like the first person I heard talking about that. I mean, I've been following him for a long time. I'm excited about it. And I only know him. I mean, I met him briefly for like a second, but I only know him through Shauna, and she speaks so highly
Of her husband?
just lovingly of him. I can't wait to read this
yeah,
book.
it's really good. And you're right. So as an Annie in my personal life, I wanted to read it. And then as someone who's invested in the local church, and I wanted to read it for that reason too. So, but there are ones for sure that I skim just to say to the author, I did it. I told you I'd read it, and I did it.
Yeah, I got called out on one of those not that long ago. I skimmed 2/3, and then they referenced something that happened in chapter 9.
Testing you.
Oh, totally.
And I'm like, oh, and I thought you said you read it, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, you better get ready when my next
book
one.
of
You're
Mormon.
gonna
Choose your
you better read every
thing
word.
with it and
I got to day 50, and I just wasn't going to work
I
for
knew I
me.
didn't
I
want
was
to be
still
brave
feeling cowardice and
50 days to cowardice, 100 days to brave. All right. Many thanks to Samaritan Ministries for sponsoring this episode. To learn more about how you can be part of this community of Christians helping each other with healthcare, visit SamaritanMinistries.org. relevantmagazine.org. Hey, go over to relevantmagazine.com/Impact Week to find out about Impact Weeks coming up very soon, end of the month, August 27th. Join us. If you didn't hear Wednesday's episode of the podcast, go listen to it. The question of the week section in particular, we talked Annie into doing a very elaborate stunt for the week, and you will want to be part of that.
Thank you, Annie.
Hey, the new issue of Relevant is at the printer. Go over to relevantmagazine.com and subscribe now, and you will get it. You will not be disappointed. It's a great issue. Very excited to tell you about it in the coming weeks. Well, on that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Chandler Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Eddie Koffoltz.
And I'm Annie F. Downs.
We will see you next week.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
In my mind, I'm picturing a chicken wearing a diaper. Is that pretty accurate?
Relevant Podcast Network.
Shop Amazon for last minute gifts. Great deals for everyone on your list. Gifts for mom and gifts for dad. Even for your sister and your brother Chad. Ah shoot, we didn't realize we were supposed to get a gift for our dog walker guy. We almost forgot about our dentist Dr. Kerr. We didn't expect to get a gift from her. Or our cousin, I forget his name. He got us something nice, better reciprocate. For last minute deals on gifts for people you forgot. Get fast and free shipping at Amazon.